politician and cast the money changers out of the temple. President. All right. Now, I'm not suggesting everyone should go write-in vote. Because actually, there wasn't even a space for write-in votes. I don't know if they just don't do that anymore, if it's California, so then they're like, let's really not give these guys free reign, because who knows who they're going to vote for. Like, they'll all vote for that Yo Gabba Gabba guy. There's the Russian gay Urkel. So yes, I'm not suggesting that we should write in Jesus Christ for president. Honestly, because what I want to talk about today, because what I was thinking about while I was waiting in line and voting. I voted! Was, although it's fun to do, and it's good to do, because, especially with the, the various initiatives and stuff, we're commanded, or rather, I am commanded by Christ to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, basically anybody who needs help, to give them help. And I know that sounds kind of socialist, but since we voted this economic bailout thing, we're all socialists now anyway, so welcome to it. And then I often wonder, too, it gets me in that whole thing, that whole, welfare state conversation, and I know people do take advantage of the system and people's help, and buy flat screen, LCD TVs while they're living with 6 people in a 2-room, low rent housing ghetto. But in a way, so what? That's their choice. And it reminds me quite similarly to the life we lead under God, where He gives us all sorts of benefits and bonuses, and you know what? We squander a lot. I certainly squander a lot. Anyway, but what I was thinking about when I was getting out of the polls and walking out and stuff, and put all my little inks down, and I'm an expensive voter as well. I voted yes on a lot of things, a lot of school stuff and rehab stuff and road stuff. But then realizing, okay, why that's an important way to serve through the government and whatnot. I'm so glad it's over, especially because this presidential election, maybe I've just never paid attention, but I've never known a world like this where there was so much talk and so long and so much ridiculous amounts of money and so much fervor that always sets me on edge. When anyone's especially adamant about another human being that they don't actually know or haven't even met, maybe. So, because the reason it sets me on edge is because it's ultimately not very important. I'm a big fan of when Jesus was asked about paying taxes in His time. Paying taxes here is a whole other story, because yes, we're not supposed to pay taxes at all. Actually, it's government, crime, blah 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 blah, boring. But he said, render to Caesar. He asked for a talent. They gave him a little gold thing that had Caesar on it, or the Kaiser, and said, render to Caesar what is Caesar's, and what is to God what is God's. And ultimately, all this stuff is great and fine and good, and let's get some programs activated, and let's help people out, and let's try to kill a lot less. We kill a lot of children in this country. We're killing children and grown-ups overseas at alarming rates, citizens and civilians as well, and guerrilla revolutionaries, which is like our whole basis, so it's kind of like we're killing ourselves. Very interesting. So all that's important, but ultimately it's not. Because you know what we're really responsible for? As we're responsible for our community, sure, and but we're also, what's most important is the condition of our souls, not the condition of our roads, not the condition of our, community activism, but the condition of our eternal selves. Now, if you don't believe in an eternal self, that makes me sort of sad. But it's also, then this would be your religion. And I've seen this consume a lot of people, this whole election, and especially this cycle, consume people and kind of become their religion. And that's really scary to me, because it's going to let you down, man, because it's all built on the backs of humanity, is what I'm thinking. That's what's been sticking in my craw. So let's just not forget, maybe as this passes on and there's some voter fraud thing, and once that's all done, then don't forget yourselves. Don't dedicate as much fervor, if not more, to the condition of your life and people around you and within, and what you're lacking, not structurally, governmentally, but what you're lacking inside, and what's going to fill that hole, you know, and it very rarely is going to be anything that is of this earth. At least it doesn't fill any holes in me, you know. It's a bomb. It's a temporary bomb, like so many things we do, but it is not the balm of Gilead. It is not, it will not last. It'll turn to dust and ash, just like every other program, every other human being that has ever existed, except for one. Love you guys. Have a great day. I'm going to go out with that tune, because that tune's dope. Billy Bragg and Wilco, Woody Guthrie, Christ for President. Prosperity bound. Cameo. I voted.